Hi, Vicky. Hi, Ryan.
How you doing, man?
Ryan's name's easy to remember. That's my son's name.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So you look like you're in your office.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you?
Where I spend about probably 90% of my time here.
Gotcha. And that's because of your profession?
Pretty much, yeah. I guess to give you a bit of background on myself, I've been involved with engineering, mechanical design for about 40 years. I'm, I guess they would call it semi-retired. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that yet, but I'm working on it.
Gotcha. Well, I guess before we get too far, you might as well introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. My name is Brian Spurrell. I live in an area called Head of Chesapeake, which is about 30 miles outside of Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
It's a small community near Porter's Lake. I'm sure some of your viewers down stateside would know it. A lot of us here have a lot of relatives in the States, so it's, I think it's quite common East Coast wise. Yeah, I was mechanical engineering for about 40 years or so, semi-retired right now. Golfed quite a bit until I turned 65 and then decided it just wasn't worth carrying that 60-pound bag around 18 holes. And decided I had to look for something else. So now it's down to bass fishing and a little bit of hunting, four-wheeling. And that's about it. Until I discovered you guys.
Well, terrific. So now you're making signs, added that to your hobbies, huh?
Added that to the hobbies. I was looking for something to do to take up that time. I don't think I do very good with the retirement where you sit around drinking coffee or watching Netflix, or I don't know, I'm not a gardener. So I had to find something. So I kind of started looking at things. I've always been involved in woodwork, you know, making Adirondack chairs, and I actually designed and made a folding Adirondack chair and had fun with that for a while. And then I looked at things like scroll sawing, didn't have the patience for it. I come from the trade, so I need to get my hands on something that makes some noise and some dirt, and had trouble fishing little wires up through holes. And anyway, yeah. I couldn't do that. So I was going through channels and I found one of your videos, and I said, you know, that really looks cool. I can kind of get into that. Started playing with it, got more involved with it, more involved. Next thing I know, I've got all kinds of pine boards out in the garage and spray paint and the stains and everything else. And Pauline's looking, that's my partner, she's looking at me saying, what are you doing now? But no, it's been fantastic.
How long have you been doing this then?
This spring will be a year.
Oh, all right.
In fact, I sent my first sign into your Carvers of the Day thing back, I think it was back last April, May, somewhere along that line. And since then, haven't been going full at it, but I've probably done about 40 some signs. Given most of them I give away, friends, family, people see them.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm quite at that that niche yet where you can actually charge someone for them.
Let's see. I see some signs behind you.
Yep. There's a few. I don't know if you can actually see that, but
yeah.
And the one in the middle is the welcome one. That was the first one I had sent through to you guys, and I hung on to that. A lot of the other ones I decided to let go, or they became firewood. One of the two.
Those look nice. Those don't look bad at all. Those look pretty good.
They're they haven't come out too bad. I've been playing with different things. The actual standard sign, which this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, dude, you can definitely sell that. That looks nice. Yeah.
It's that and I've been playing with what they call slab wood.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with lumber mills,
Yeah.
Before they start cutting planks, boards and so on out, they take off the rounds off the sides
Yeah.
Cookies,
and that
biscuits,
becomes
yeah.
slab.
Yeah.
So I've done some cottage signs for some friends and so on out of slab wood.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough, I have a relative in New Brunswick, just outside of Moncton in New Brunswick that has a sawmill. And I have access to rounds and rough edge and this type of thing. So, but it's like anything else. Once they cut it and make it, then you have to let it dry for a period of time before you can do anything with it. So I had some stuff cut up, sawed up last, excuse me, last summer. Hopefully I'll get up this summer and be able to pick that up and plane it down and go from there.
Good deal.
And then getting away from the signs, I started doing like some of the
Oh,
flags.
that looks nice.
Wow,
I
that's
like that.
cool.
So
That is neat.
I like that.
And then being from Nova Scotia, you always have to throw in
Yeah.
all of the nautical
Nautical,
stuff.
The
yeah.
nautical stuff.
Oh, good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Wow, those
Yeah,
are
that
cool.
Good.
Those are cool. What kind of material do you use mostly, Brian?
90% pine,
Pine?
90% pine.
Yeah.
And I'll show you one a little bit later. I've kind of gone on a different direction. It's more because of requests from ladies of the household who don't want a 1/2-inch board hanging in their rec room. They
Okay.
want something smaller. But this one I thought Ryan might be able to associate with.
Oh, check
Oh,
that
yeah.
out.
That's
that one.
cool.
That's very cool.
That looks good, man.
Wow, I like
the,
that.
The checkering on the pistol there, that looked like it was a little time consuming.
It was a little cold. It wasn't too bad. The checkering, and I have done checkering in the past on shotguns and rifles. It's a lot easier with a router with a very fine bit, and you can just draw the lines across.
Yeah.
And the black background takes care of all the blemishes.
Yeah.
Where if you're checkering somebody's shotgun or rifle, you can't take care of blemishes.
Yeah.
Right.
With one shot.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. Well, those are cool signs, man.
This is one of the ideas from the rounds, and this is a piece of slab wood.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's basically what it comes out with.
Yeah.
And then I turn it into something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
very
that looks
cool.
good.
that's a good
So it
idea.
basically can sit on a shelf or your
Yeah.
desk.
Becomes like a little monument kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Very
That's a
cool.
really good idea.
But what I wanted to mention to you guys, and this is something I don't know, a lot of people might be looking for, and I had a lot of people coming to me and saying, well, my husband loves that sign. It's down in the rec room, it's out in his garage, but I want something I can put in the mud room coming in saying welcome or whatever.
Yeah.
So I came up with basically it's maple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very thin,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
but
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that looks
Very
great, man.
nice. Very nice.
and I made this one for my son. I'm going to give it to him when he comes down next week.
Very cool.
Yeah, we need one of those.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
So I've just kind of been playing with things, and like you said, if you think of something, try it. Just experiment with it, give it a shot.
Yeah.
My problem is I'm too much perfectionist, and I can see all the little blemishes and the problems and everything else, and I want to throw it out. And I've got cousins or uncles or aunts and everything are saying, no, I'll take that. I'll take that. So,
Yeah. And that is kind of a common thing, that we're our own worst critics. But most people, they don't, not only do they not see the mistakes, but even if they do see a little bobble, they like it because then they know that it's not done with a CNC, not done with a machine.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've had a couple comments from people saying that, well, it's not quite perfect. And, I explained to them, you can go and, have someone with a CNC machine make something for you. And yes, it will be perfect. They're probably not just going to give it to you because you like it.
Yeah.
They're going to charge you for it.
Mhm.
I spent so many years working with AutoCAD and working with computers, and everything was precise and accurate and everything else. I actually enjoy the fact that I can actually take and draw, like do something, look at it and go, not perfect, but I did that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you feel good about it.
You
And
need to push a button and it's done, yeah.
yeah, you know, Pauline, my wife, she's an oil painter, has painted hundreds of oil paintings, and most of them get thrown out or trashed, and it's all because she sees a mistake or she doesn't quite like it. And I'm looking at it going, if you put a gun to my head, gave me a paintbrush and a canvas, told me to do that, you might as well just pull the trigger, because it ain't going to happen. And she is so good, but you know, she sees those flaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the stage I guess I have to get over.
I don't know. Eric's been doing it for over 50 years. He's still not over it.
Well,
No?
No, you are.
I still try to do the best I can on every sign, but I know that, you know, I realized a long time ago, I'll never make the perfect sign. It won't happen, but it doesn't stop me from striving to try and do that. But I have become a little bit more realistic. What'd you say?
Accepting. Oh,
I thought you said eccentric. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so I've become a little bit more realistic in my expectations. So,
Okay.
but you know, your signs are looking way good enough to sell. Just if you want my opinion, you could absolutely sell those signs, no problem at all. People would buy them, definitely.
And I think I'd like to get to that point, but it's not that. My main intention isn't to make it a business.
Right.
I want a hobby. I want something I enjoy. I found in the past, with my background of what it was, I'd have people coming to me wanting house plans done, renovation plans done, things on the side. And then it kind of started to turn into a business. And then the enjoyment or the fun of doing it went away.
Yeah.
Now it became a job. Now I
you
had to have it
do it
done.
instead of get to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this way here, I mean, it's out there. If someone comes in and I've had people come in and say, well, okay, if you're not taking anything for it, what can I do? And I said, well, you know, pick me up a piece of wood next time you're at the hardware store. So next thing I know, they're dropping by the house and here's a couple boards, a couple cans of paint, and away they go. And so that lets me keep on going, doing another sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah. That's a terrific way to go. Yeah.
But no, I would say finding your channel and the way you teach people, and you just don't teach, you actually show them and then explain. And for a lot of people, I think once you get something like a router in your hand, or whether it was a router or whether it was a scroll saw, a welder, it doesn't matter what the piece of equipment is. If someone is just teaching you through a lot of verbiage, you don't really learn anything. You don't get confident enough to do it or try it.
Yeah.
But you walk them through it. You do it in such a way that it's comfortable, and you're not judgmental. I mean, you know, I love it when you have sign carvers of the day, and it doesn't matter the level or the degree of competency they have. You see all the good things in all of the signs, whether it's someone's very first one or someone that's been with you doing them for a long time. And this gives people confidence. And I think that's what's great about your channel.
Well, thank you, man. That really means a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't see anything positive coming from, you know, being super critical on anything. I'll always give my opinion, and I you know, I don't sugarcoat things. If somebody really wants to know what can I do better, I will always do that. But I just, you know, for somebody to pick up a router and do something like this that they've never done before, a lot of the new ones, and they're nervous about using a router anyway. The router has a bad reputation of being a super dangerous tool in a lot of people's minds. and for somebody to have the courage and wherewithal to just pick up that router and create something, man, I just don't see that I have the right to be negative about anything like that. I think it's great that people just try it and see if they like it. And maybe they don't like it. Maybe it's scroll sawing is their thing. But you know, you hit the nail on the head when you said scroll sawing, fishing that wire through that little hole. Oh my gosh, this is, you know,
That takes so much patience.
that is not something I'm interested in doing. That's just not my thing.
Excuse me. And I won't even get into breaking the blades.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But no, what, you know, the way, I guess the way you approach the equipment too, it's not just get a router and go at it. A lot of the videos I've seen, you've got guys with these big two-handed, heavy-duty, powerful routers that, yeah, you could get kickback. You could get a lot of problems, but you're talking about the palm routers, the smaller routers for the smaller bits, ones they can control, you know, your plate, your handles. You're making it safe. You're keeping their hands away from those openings. I've seen so many videos, even with palm routers, and they've got their fingers right up in the hole.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, step back a little bit, think about what you're doing here.
Yeah.
It only takes about 2 seconds to lose half of that index finger.
Yeah. Less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so, you know, everything that I see you doing, it's done safely, it's done constructively, it's well done. And that's why I stuck with your channel.
Wow,
That's why I
so cool.
subscribed.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We appreciate
There's a lot of content out there on YouTube, and it's like Wikipedia. It doesn't mean it's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you find a channel, you stick with it, and you guys pretty much nailed it big time.
Oh, that means a lot. I really appreciate that. So let's get back to the bass fishing, the real important thing.
Yeah. Bass fishing in Nova Scotia.
So what is Nova Scotia like? Because I really don't know. What's the terrain like? Is it super cold outside right now?
No, right now we're probably running at about I'd say 6 degrees Celsius, which would be the equivalent of about 41 degrees your temperature.
Okay,
Yeah, that's cold.
Well, that's cold compared to here. It's 80 degrees here, but you know.
Yeah.
85.
The warmest day we've had this spring has been 14 degrees Celsius, which is 60 degrees.
Okay, all right.
But come summertime, we will hit we'll hit the 80s and so on. But then you have to throw in the factor that we're on the East Coast, so throw in the humidex on top of that.
Yeah.
So 80 degrees feels like 110.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
You step outside, and my wife's hair goes poof, and all of a sudden your nice clean T-shirt just feels like you just pulled it out of the dryer half dry.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
But as far as landscape, if you could imagine Scotland, Ireland, that it's kind of a rolly hill type thing. A lot of seacoast, a lot of rocks, a lot of ocean.
Yeah.
Striper fishing, I mean, it's fantastic here. I'm not sure of the States what it's like there, but on average here in Nova Scotia, they can run up to 40 inches,
Wow.
25 pounds.
Wow.
That's a good striper.
That's
man.
a nice striper.
That's a
Yeah.
Or if you want to go fishing after the 21st September, you can go bluefin, which is 400 to 500 pounds and 4 to 6 feet long.
Wow.
That's in the Northumberland coast, just off the coast of Nova Scotia.
Wow.
That's where the next meetup is, right there.
So how far inland from the ocean are you? Where your little
I'm actually about I'd say a 15-minute drive from an area they call Lawrencetown, and Lawrencetown is a big surf area for Atlantic Canada, and that is right on the Atlantic Ocean.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Halifax, which is 30 some miles away, can be a nice sunny day, and we can be sucked in with fog.
Wow.
We're that close. But we in the wintertime, we average maybe a foot of snow over the whole winter.
Oh, that's not bad.
I have a snow blower. I used it once last year just to make sure it worked. And the second time I used it because I had to. The rest of the time, maybe 1 or 2 inches of snow at a time. Nothing heavy.
That doesn't seem too bad.
No, you get inland though, away from the ocean and away from the fog bank and the warmer air on the water, then in toward New Brunswick and then on your way, say toward Ontario that way, then the snow levels, they start rising, things get colder.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't like
So
snow.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like
it's a good climate. It's a comfortable climate.
yeah. Fantastic. So is there any specific things that I can answer for you, or Ryan, or any of us that can answer any questions that you might have on
Well, I got one bone to pick with you. I mean,
Oh,
I was starting to feel pretty
Based on you,
comfortable.
right?
I was gonna say,
Matter of fact, no, I think it does have more to do with Ryan.
oh, well,
I was really starting to feel comfortable with inset and outset and everything else. And now you guys are doing the power carving.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
dropped me back into another level. Now there's another whole learning curve just to get around that.
Well, I apologize. I am hooked on it. In fact, I was just doing some power carving on a new collaboration just before we got on the phone call. Yeah, that power carving, man, it is addictive. I can tell you that for sure. It is. Once you get into it, man, it's really cool. And I love the idea, and I haven't seen a lot of it, that people that I take the skill of routing and then add power carving to it. That's stuff that I just haven't seen a lot of. So I'm really digging the power carving. I really am.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try it. And I think you mentioned the tool was a Photom or
Boredom.
Yeah, it's actually Vicky's tool. It's called
Right.
Fordham. Yeah, but you could do
Okay.
you could also do it with, depending on how big the letters are and how small you have to get into detail. The Fordham works great for that. You could do it with a Dremel, or you could do big areas with a die grinder. You know,
Yeah.
they make the racks.
angle grinder. You sorted Ryan out on that earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Not a die grinder, angle grinder.
I do not know why. I need to start taking notes. I forget everything. I'm a little concerned about early onset dementia when I hit my 40s, to be honest, because my memory is
Yeah.
terrible.
Well,
No,
the cool thing about
I-
that is later on you'll forget that you said that.
That's
So,
right. That's true. I'll forget this whole conversation, so I don't have to worry about it.
But no, I'm familiar with the piece of equipment. My cousin in New Brunswick, he hand carves ducks.
Oh,
And
okay.
he
Really?
does the duck decoy type things and so on.
Now
Then he
that's
airbrushes
talent.
them. A little bit more artistic than I am.
That is
Not
talent.
quite there.
yeah.
Does he sell them as decoys, as actual decoys, or are they decoration?
No, they're
Oh, okay. It's on the shelf.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And what's that carved out of?
that you didn't put it on. It's very, very light. It's basswood,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you can even pick it up, but if you see the eye,
Yeah.
it follows you.
Oh my gosh.
It sure
Oh,
does.
it sure does.
Yeah,
Oh,
it sure does. Wow.
He
That is
uses
cool.
taxidermy eyes.
oh,
Ah.
all right. Man, he
That's
does
cool.
nice work. I
That one,
any like my wife gets some yard sales and stuff, old decoys, wooden ones. Those things, I like them. They're cool, but that guy does a nice job.
That's your cousin?
yeah, that's my cousin. That's one of the first ones, and that was before 2000. He gave me
Wow.
that because he didn't like it. He was going to get rid of it, so
Oh
I
my gosh.
kept it.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Wow.
But he's on the artistic side of the family, I think.
Yeah.
Mm, that's amazing.
Yeah. We don't have an
But,
artistic side of our family.
Well, I wouldn't say that from your older videos and even ones that you and your dad did. Yeah, there's a lot of artistic talent there. Believe me.
There is.
There's a
I
lot.
don't know. I don't know. Anyway,
Now, there you're getting back to, no, it's not quite good enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
not quite good enough. That's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, man. Well, gosh, it's been a pleasure. I so appreciate
Well, I
you.
have a,
Oh,
I have a quick, so when we talked, was it a year ago? Or it was almost a year
Yeah.
ago.
it's a while
Yeah,
back.
It was a while back, because we talked and tried to get you to do a Zoom, and you said, no, you weren't ready, but you turned us on with
To
Dave
Dave.
Rossiter.
Dave
Yeah.
Rossiter, yeah. is,
Now, so you know Dave, and
Yes, I know Dave. Dave and I, before kind of coming together with your channel, Dave and I had worked together at times without really knowing each other. I was involved with doing a lot of fire protection systems for buildings, special hazards, this type of thing. And Dave was the fire marshal in PEI, which meant he had to review my drawings and approve them.
Mhm.
So Dave was the authority having jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And then we kind of met through this, and I noticed on your map of carvers his name.
Oh.
And I thought, that's Dave Rossiter. So I gave him a call and talked to him for me. He said, oh, no, I've been watching the channel, and he showed me some pictures and stuff he did. And that's why I said, okay, all those years of you rejecting my drawings and making me go back to the drawing board, I'm going to call Eric and say, you got to do a Zoom with this guy and put him right on the spot. And it was perfect. You guys did it right to a T.
yeah, he was a nice man.
Yeah,
Very
super,
nice
super
man.
good dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave is he's a really good soul. I mean, he's got a heart of gold. Does really good work.
Yeah.
When I first started seeing his signs, I'm thinking, Dave, I'm never going to get up to where you are. And he said, no, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And he gave me some advice, like, plastic wood is your friend.
Yeah.
And if you make enough mistakes, stain it.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great guy. He's a really good guy.
Well, we appreciate you turning on and setting us up with that Zoom with him. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's going to really get a kick out of this one too. They'll get a lot out of it. So
Well,
yeah.
Well, I hope so. It took a while to get the nerve up to do it. I mean, 6 months ago, I definitely wouldn't have shown you anything.
Yeah. See?
Well, timing is everything. So
Yeah, your stuff looks good, man. I really like what you did with that, the little Browning symbol, just a little vertical piece.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that looked
well,
nice.
tonight, if any of the people on your channel have access to anyone that has a lumber mill, this slab wood mostly is bundled up and sent to places that gets chipped up and used if they can sell it.
Right.
If not, it just gets burned. It's crap. It's garbage.
Yeah.
So they'll take whatever they get for it. And if you get the upper ends, the narrow end where it starts to get thicker, or you can get it on a wider side, they're fantastic. They're easy to plane off on the bottom, plane off on the front, sand off on the back, and then you've got something to sit on a shelf or sit on a desk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to hang it on a wall.
It's
That's
so cool.
Really cool. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really a neat idea. I like that. Yeah.
So that was just something that I kind of stumbled across, and I got some of this from my cousin, and I said, what am I going to do with this? That's just the idea. That's just what came out of it.
See, and I've never seen it before, so that's a good,
Yeah. I don't
good,
think I've seen one
good
like
idea
that.
for us. to
Yeah,
have.
I think there's some people out there that have access to people that have lumber
Or
mills.
they've got a bunch of it in their shop somewhere
Yeah.
waiting for firewood or something.
Yeah.
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 And most of these guys that have these mills, you don't have to go to a large mill. You can probably go into your local one ads, Kijiji, I don't know if it's called that, or any one of those sites.
Yeah.
And there's always someone that has a small portable mill in his backyard that
Right.
he mills up, logs for somebody or whatever. These guys have tons of slab wood and usually bundle it up and sell it to somebody for campfire wood.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's
Wow.
easy to get, inexpensive. Other than that, you're stuck with the hardwood stores, and
Yeah.
I got an 8-foot piece of 1 by 12, which is actually 1.5 by what, 11 and a half inches,
Right.
8 feet long, for $39 last week, Canadian.
Yeah.
So if you can get wood from another source, it's definitely a good idea to source it out. Go look. There's lots of local, in most cases, local sawmills around people's areas, neighborhoods.
And the live edge stuff just is so unique. I mean, and it's a big thing now. The live edge,
Yeah.
anything that's got live edge bark and live edge is just,
Yeah.
I think it is so much better and so much more unique than just dimensional lumber that you get down at the lumber yard. Yeah.
And a lot of people can go out and get their own. I mean, most people have someone in the family that has a chainsaw. If you can get out to here in Canada, we call it Crown Land, which is, it belongs to the government, but if there's a fallen tree on it or a dead tree or something's down, you can junk it up. You can't use it for profit as far as going in and logging it. But if you found a tree and you had a chainsaw, you can cut a diagonal or 2 diagonals, and then you've got a round.
Yeah.
And a lot of these trees are all deadfall anyway. They're down on the ground, so
Right.
you're not cutting down new forest.
Yep.
And it's just there. And there are tons of places you can get additional wood materials. Just from my experience, my background, I tell people to stay away from pallet wood.
Yeah.
If you could, don't touch it. It might look clean as anything, but you don't know what was shipped on that 6 months ago or a year ago. It might not stain.
Oh yeah, Frank Jenkins.
Frank,
We've
yeah.
had several
Yeah,
different
it's
people.
something I never thought of.
That have seen chemicals spilled on those things, and they look
Yeah.
absolutely pristine, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
they
agree.
laminate them together. They put them through a planer. They make a large board, and then they start cutting into them. Well,
Yeah.
you're just releasing everything that's inside that pallet, and it's just bad business. Stay away from it.
Not worth
Don't use that. Don't
It's
use
just
that
not
wood.
worth taking that kind of chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I've never really done the pallet wood thing. I know some people do, and that's, they know the risks, but maybe they don't. But I'm glad you brought that up. But Frank Jenkins worked in a lot of different warehouses and stuff, saw all kinds of chemical spills on pallets, and then they just throw them out there, and you never know. You play Russian roulette basically. Yeah.
Well, given the price of hardwood, and most pallets are hardwood, given the price of wood nowadays, there's a reason they're giving them away.
Yeah.
They want you to haul them away. It's not their problem anymore. Take them.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
Another place I found that's really good to source wood is take a drive out in the country. And here might be a little bit different than where you are. You're Arizona, I believe. It might be a little different, but here there are a lot of old homestead farms, barns, and so on that are falling apart, dilapidated.
Yeah.
You can.
Somebody
you
just
can-
pulled up
you
in
Pulled up
front.
out front. I don't know what that's all about.
And we live out in the middle of nowhere, so when someone pulls out front, the dogs go crazy.
Yeah.
But with a lot of these old homesteads and barns and so on, you can usually find the owners, and they have no problem at all if you want boards. And what you're getting is old, either spruce, pine, in some cases hardwood, all weathered barn boards.
Yeah.
Give the guy $50, he throws it in his 4-wheeler, his lawn tractor, his tractor or whatever, and he's like, okay, just take some boards, go away.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's all kinds of sources out there without someone getting into this and having to go out and spend a lot of money at a building supply dealer.
Yeah.
For wood that if they make a mistake, one, they feel bad they made the mistake, but two, they spent that much money and made a mistake in it.
Right.
So there's a lot of sources out there for wood for guys getting started.
Yeah, you just have to kind of keep your eyes open, be creative, and go out there and look. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, I think we're running. How are we running on time, babe? We okay? Okay. Yeah.
You can always edit it out.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much, Brian. We've had a blast. We really really enjoyed meeting you. Maybe we'll do it again in another year and see where your signs are at that point.
I'll commit to that. I'll commit to that.
All right.
You seem a little hesitant, but
Well, what I'm thinking is, I just turned 65, so Vicky's going to have to put that on a calendar, probably call me, remind me.
I don't know, I'm 60, so my mind's not that great either, so.
No, again, just a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, good to
I'm
finally
glad
meet you.
I'm glad you reached out. Thank you.
It was great talking to all three of you, and I think it's really great that I get to meet the next generation of
Yeah, boy.
yeah,
and it's fantastic. I mean, I never got a chance to talk to you guys when your dad was around. That would have been fantastic. He reminded me so much of my grandfather. I couldn't believe it. It was like when I first saw him on there, it's like my grandfather, a clone. It was unbelievable. But now I actually get to physically or virtually actually get to talk to you and the next generation of a fantastic family. So,
well,
Thank you.
hopefully we'll be around for a while.
Yep.
I'm sure,
a
no
lot
doubt
of
about
fish to
that.
catch, man. A lot of fish to catch.
Great. Okay, guys,
All right, Brian.
Take care,
Thanks,
Brian.
Hey, man.
Thanks, buddy.
have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.